Good morning, welcome back to another episode of Walk and Talk. I'm your host, Expat Father, and in the background the music you can hear, that's my daughter's school playing. I forgot to mention it last time. The schools here, or at least this one, has music of encouragement. Every morning they play the tunes about 20 minutes before school starts, and then right on the dot at 8:40 they start playing the bell, which is also musical. Today I wanted to talk about what it's like to be an expat father in Korea, and this idea is brought on the fact that I'm a member of a certain Facebook group, and I just asked them today to post my YouTube channel in the hope of support, and one of the members chimed in saying, yeah, totally do it, bypass the admin. So I did post it and I hope the admins are okay with it, but as a result I thought maybe it would be interesting to talk a little bit about what it's like to be an expat dad in Korea. And quite frankly, I have no way of comparing it to what it's like to be just a father in any other country for that matter, because I've been a father only once, and it happened to be in South Korea. I don't have any other kids, no other families. So what is it like? I would assume it's the same as any other place. You have your daily lives, you have your struggles, you have your ups and downs, you have your joys and all that stuff. But I guess in addition to the regular father routine, being an expat in a foreign country probably adds to the mix. So maybe I should make a list. What would it be like? Number one. Being an expat father in South Korea means that you might encounter emotional distress coming from your children, resulting from them being othered by the kids in their classes, by their peers. This will most likely be true only for people who live in a country in which, a race other than a race different from their own, I guess, is the predominant one. So if you're Caucasian or black or coffee colored and you live in Asia, clearly you are not Asian, you don't have the Asian features, and so you will be looking different. So you will encounter different things, from people who are very friendly to people who are passively aggressive and mean. And my daughter's been experiencing all of those things. She's in a class where the girls refuse to play with her. I'm not sure why. She is a tough case, so that could be partially it. Who knows? But so yeah, that's number one. As an expat dad in South Korea, you're bound to have to deal with issues with your kids' problems, in a sense that they will come up against people who discriminate or just see them as others. And so number two is less to do with your kids, more to do with yourself. Your circle of friends can be pretty limited. You really have to seek out the people that are in a similar situation to yourself. If you do speak the language, fantastic. If you don't, you're in a bit of a pickle. Just like every other person, I guess. But since you are a father, I assume your life kind of revolves more about your work and your family, and you do not have as much time to go, binge drinking with random strangers and stay out all night and just make relationships like that. You tend to look for people who walk in similar circles to yours, like joining a Facebook group where people understand each other and you can support each other, and you have kind of a general idea of what it's like to be in someone else's shoes, basically, because those are the shoes you wear as well. Number three, the thing of being an expat dad in South Korea or in a foreign country is, man, I don't know, my hands are freezing. It's cold, and I'm holding the camera, and it's my fingers are freezing. I gotta get some gloves. That's not number 3. Number 3 is if you happen to be married to in my case, a Korean. Not all expat dads are obviously married to the locals. There are plenty of people, plenty of expat dads here who live with their expat wives. But they go through similar issues with their children as do the parents of mixed children. Because being of a different race in Korea can be challenging. It doesn't have to be, but I'm sure it comes up. I'm not sure if it's any better back home or not, because like I said, I never had kids in Canada or any other country for that matter. So this is my home. So being married to a local comes with a new load of I don't want to say burdens, but a new load of challenges, I guess. One being the obvious difference in cultural understandings, the cultural perceptions, different expectations both from the wife as well as the in-laws family. And I guess the relationships work in many different ways, and I'm not trying to generalize. I'm not trying to generalize to the whole population and the relationships, but for the most part, as an outsider, so to speak, you're expected to fit in, and most Koreans are very patriotic, and you will hear it time and time again, our people, our country, and when you talk to Koreans, they expect you to behave in a way that fits into their societal mold, which it's understood. When you're in a new country, you gotta adapt a little bit, but there's almost like there's no leeway, and you do things differently, and people kind of point at it and say, hey, this is not what we do. Okay, I get it. All right, so that's number 3. Number 4, if you're into sports, you might be missing your buddies from back home. I personally am not into sports. Well, not team sports in any case. I don't play soccer. I don't play football. I don't play baseball or hockey. I did climb rocks for a long time. I was good at it. I loved it. I still do. I think it's a phenomenal sport. It's with people, but really what you do as a rock climber is very individual. It's a mind game. Being up on the rock, it challenges you. You place your faith in the person who's belaying you at the bottom, who's holding you on line, but you yourself are the master of your rock in front of you or underneath your hands and feet. But if you do play sports games, then you might be hard pressed to find a team. It's not impossible, clearly. I'm sure many people do it. As a matter of fact, in Ulsan there are expat groups. There is a Ultimate Frisbee club. There is the One Shot Wonders club, a soccer team. I think they play rugby. So it's not impossible. I don't know how it is if you live in a more rural area, I guess, in smaller cities, you might have a harder time finding such things, such organizations. But I always believed that Ulsan was very organized. Even when I came here, it seemed like Ulsan had a very tightly knit group of foreigners. Literally in 2005 when I came here, if I saw a white face or non-Korean face on the street, it was mostly white back then, I think, you would either say hello because you knew each other or hello because you didn't and you wanted to know who that person was. Times have changed these days. There's lots more foreigners and hardly anybody greets each other on the street unless you encounter another older bloke looking similar to myself and who has been here for a while. So that's 4 sports teams. Getting involved in, I guess, like social activities and whatnot. And number 5, not being able to find beer. Oh no, wait, Korea's got plenty of imports these days. When I came here in 2005, all you could find was that poor piss production of local make, which was just awful. It still is to this day. Height is probably one of the worst beers I've ever tasted. I quit drinking about 4 years ago, but I I do remember what it tastes like. And the fact that Korea imports beer from all over the world right now makes things really wonderful for those who still do drink. You got stuff from Europe, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, from all over the Asian countries, and it's great. So really I can't think of anything that could serve as a number 5. If there are any expat dads in the local area, I live in Ulsan. Most of the people in the group live in Seoul, I think in the capital city. But if there are any local dads around here, it'll be fun maybe to have a little segment where we get together and just, you know, jibber jabber, talk about what it's like to be an expat dad in South Korea. So if you're in the local area, hit me up. Maybe we could set up a little interview and you know, shoot ideas back and forth. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that little ramble. If you haven't done so already, please like this video, hit the subscribe button, push the bell button, the little bell next to the subscribe button. It's a lot of buttons, to get updates on upcoming videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. Oh, leave a comment in the comment section. That'll be probably the best way to get a hold of me. Until then, Crypto Father out.